That's awesome. Eric just found this. It looks like a fish bone. He's kind of like the fish bone magnet. We are back down on the beach, and there's just a bit of washout here. Mostly looking for an excuse to be out on this beautiful day. So we are gonna walk around, see if we can't find some either familiar looking things to just lay our eyes on some pretty shells and fossils, or we might find something good. So come along. We're here yet again for a little washout. It's me and Eric, my brother, and we are just looking around at what little fossils and shells, and there's a nice fossil shell there. Anadara. We got a piece of bone right here. If I hadn't bent over to look at the fossil, I would have never seen this little bone. Look at that. Little jelly bean. It's already cabochoned. How sweet is that? Always like having the fossil bone insinuate itself into the video by chance. But yeah, we're just walking around, seeing what's here, indulging ourselves in this little washout, and flipping over the weird ones to see what's here. So I'll definitely turn her back on when and if we find something. I always just stop it and then find, like, here's one of those that we were talking about. They call them moonstones on one of the California beaches. So that just popped up. So we've got this Teredo woods in here. That's pretty fancy. Pretty. Who likes Teredo wood? Dorito wood. And some what looks like Oregon jade, which is either a jasper or maybe some serpentinite. Serpentine, pretty. Eric just found this. It looks like a fish bone. He's kind of like the fish bone magnet. It might go with your other, like the shark fin one guy. That's cool. We always like finding bone on the beach, and today is bony. It's bony day on the beach. So we have this guy here, and it looks like a very tumbled, worn vert, but who even knows at this point? We're finding bone cabochons. There you go. Lots of nice permineralization in there, actually. Let's look at that. Great cell structure. So pretty. That never gets old, ever. Always beautiful. One of the fun things to do is to pick up what are the spiral shells and cut them in half and see the chambers. And so we're going to go ahead and cut a few of these. I'm collecting a few of them down here on the beach so that we can kind of see their cross section. And is that a bone? Is that even a bone right there? Are we on fire? I don't know. That is a doppelganger, I think. I'm gonna have to take a closer look. But it is kind of bony here down on the beach. Taking a little spy around where we are. I definitely have a thing where you stand someplace until you see something cool. And I saw something cool. Let's see if you see it too. There's a few cool things here, obviously. But the thing that really kind of stood out when I was just letting my eyes settle on this little patch was this bone. Not sure exactly what it is, but it's bony on the beach today, guys. I'm loving it. Glad that you guys could come along. This is kind of what we're looking for, although they're better when they're in the matrix to do that cross-section thing, but we'll probably cut this at home as a practice one, and you guys can see what it does. Like, this will make 1/2 of a decent cross-section, you know, and it's just for giggles. They're just to have a neat specimen is all. I'm sorry, I picked this one up already, but it looks like we might have found another bone. It's a bony day on the beach in the matrix. What do we have here? That looks bony. That's definitely bony. What are you? Oh, weird. It's a cool chunk of bone. What do you think? We could definitely like patch together some kind of creature from the bones that we found today. Interesting shape. What's your guess? Seriously, what is this? Probably mammal is my guess as far as like the size and the texture, but I would love to hear what you think. Here's another little bone nugget. Already a cabochon. You gotta say it right. Some really, really big cells in there. Nice mineralization. Woo. We might have to polish this and make it into a cabochon. Cabochon! Just picked up this here death plate, but what's cool is that it's kind of like this beach's version of Turritella agate or whatever. It's all the spiral shells in the death plate, so that's kind of neat. Lots of calcification too. That would be a fun one to sort of prep, I think, and polish, make into a specimen. And let's zoom back out. We also, this caught my eye just before I started rolling. We got this guy. And so that's a nice little bone. Not sure to whom it belongs. This is a bryozoa matrix. I don't know if you guys can see. Let's see. It really helps to preserve the outside of the shell. And so we're probably going to cross-section this one, but if we wanted to prep it, this is how they come looking like they're new. It's hard to believe that it's an ancient fossil when you get all of that bryozoa matrix off. And we've got another old shell here. You can see a lot of bivalves down here. Plenty to see. Plenty to bend over for. You guys, I'm sure, are seeing a bunch of stuff that I'm not seeing right now. I've got my bone goggles on, so there's probably a bunch of agates I'm missing. Here's a nice one. Yeah, that would be a nice prepper. A quick prep too, if somebody was just getting into it. Not too much of that bryozoa layer to remove. But kind of just a fun little project. Here's another one right here. This beach is always really gravid with them. Yeah, that's a great prepper. That's all inside, so it's like perfectly preserved. And here's another one. That one, a lot of times when you see that there's a hole, that could be a great way for silicates to get inside, and a lot of the ones that have a hole like that will have a spire, the top of the shell, having an agate or a calcite crown. So those can be quite nice. You can see these are very nicely sorted, very much the same size throughout this whole little bed. Got another one. It's a little skipping pebble. So pretty. Such a nice day at the beach. Sun's getting ready to go down though. Gonna have to start walking. Cute little piece of bone. Very, very bony day. Couple more fun little cutters. Gonna do a little lapidary project with those guys. Just for fun. Pick up the trash. Yeah, that almost looks like a septarian. Just a bivalve that did something weird. Hello, Bone. Who do you belong to, and where are you on the beach? I would like to find you now. Cool. Here's a piece of jasper that might be fun to cut. Just weird. Looks like the rind of agate, and it does look like there's some agate running through it, so it might just be fun to cut it and see what's in there. Shall we then? So here's a couple kind of cool things hanging out together. We've got a big old agate here. I mean, big by beach agate standards. There's that. Pretty pretty. And then we got this little guy here. A nice fossil shell. Little spiral shell just sticking its rear end up out the water. And then we actually have this guy over here too. Another spiral shell. Fun. We're in the sorted rocks again, and unfortunately they're wet, so they're catching my eye even more. Like this little guy. Look at this little spiral shell right here. Oh, that one's agate. What? Oh shoot, we found ourselves an agate. Agate spiral shell. Oh, there it is. the one of the day. I don't think I found one this year, so that's actually pretty special. Yay! And you guys were here for it. That was not a plan. Yeah, I usually have to go slow through the wet stuff because that's when you do see the agate ones. So, there we go. Oh, for fun. Let's turn that one over and make it a good photo op. There we go. Steinkern, everybody. That's a happy, happy, happy. It was a good day. It was a good day on the beach. We're so happy that we came. We're gonna head back to the studio and cut some things and do some polishing, hopefully, and we'll see you back there. Come along.
Back in the Toasty Warm studio, we prepare the fossil gastropod shells that we collected down on the beach to cut on our 10-inch saw from High Tech. What do you think they'll look like? Ah, the reveal. If cut just right, the spine up the center is preserved as well as the spiral chamber that ascends to the top of the shell. In this specimen, you can see the details in the sandstone that filled the shell upon fossilization, containing minerals and tiny fossils called foraminifera. In this ancient spiral shell, the chambers managed to stay hollow during fossilization, only to grow a myriad of glimmering quartz crystals inside. Remember that bone on the beach that we joked about making a cabochon out of? Here's a gem many years in the making. The bone is dark brown and the cells are filled with light sandstone matrix and sometimes calcite, quartz, and agate. The artistic composition of the linear bone structure paired with the amoeba-like splotch patterns is, in my opinion, more beautiful than anything an artist can make. Another beautiful bone from the bountiful beach. Each one has its own characteristics, the only one like it that will ever exist. It's exciting to see it transform, the polish allowing for us to see the complex cell patterns with much more detail. The contrast from fossil bone to fossil bone is so evident here. The much larger cell structure is filled with windows of silicates, the entire bone seemingly glowing from silicate mineralization. As we dive into the microzone, we're afforded a better view of the delicate cell walls. Translucent root beer in color, lightening to a golden butterscotch, iced with the quartz-laden inner cells. We're granted a whole new way to appreciate this rare, gemmy gift. And just when the beauty of it was enough, it reveals, in one of its silicate windows, a micro-fossil creature. The form of a mini ammonite is one of the many packages that the ancient foraminifera, or single-celled ocean-going organisms, come in. Perhaps it rode in on the waters that brought the silicates to fortify that void, forever cradled in the crystal pool for us to marvel at millions of years later. Thank you for joining us down on the beach. We hope you enjoyed the oceanic delights. If you did, hit the like button, and if you'd like to see more, subscribe. It's a free way to support the channel and make sure that you don't miss anything. Happy hounding and Steinkerns!